guys, Phil here with the Backyard Range, and today we're going to be disassembling and cleaning a Smith & Wesson M&P 22 compact. This is a fixed barrel, blowback operated, hammer fired rimfire. We'll take a quick look at some of those components when we disassemble it here. We're going to do a disassembly, a cleaning, and reassembly. We're going to take the magazine apart, show you how to clean that, and let's get started. So in this particular gun, you're going to slide the slide back, put the slide back on, flip your takedown lever. This one's going to slide all the way to the back, lift, and slide it forward. Our captured spring here, and that is essentially it for the takedown. In this particular gun here, take a quick look at the components. We have a two-piece trigger, and if you can see in there, if we pull the trigger back without touching the bottom part of the trigger, this little stop here makes contact with the frame. That's our first safety feature in there. Our second safety feature right here is a magazine safety. If you don't have a magazine in here, you can't pull the trigger. And then we have our thumb safety, which is back here, and that will also stop the gun from firing. If you put a magazine in, flip this down, pull on the trigger, it'll fire. So to get started on the cleaning, let's go ahead and put some cleaner down here on our parts. Get some down here inside our barrel. Take our toothbrush, get in here and brush everything we can get to. 22 long rifle is a pretty dirty round. Get all of our components clean here in front of our barrel. Give this a quick wipe down here. All that nasty stuff out of there. Down there in our hammer housing. Switch over here to microfiber cloth. Get the fine cleaning done. our spring. And there's no reason to take this assembly apart here. We can get to everything that we need to get to with the toothbrush. Alright, moving on. Get that about clean here. Feed the brand a little better here. That's one of the downsides to a fixed barrel, trying to get in those little nooks and crannies in there. Alright, now this is a 22 long rifle, and most 22 long rifle cartridges are not jacketed, which means that it's pretty common to have a little bit of leading down in the barrel. This gun hasn't had that many rounds fired through it. She's not too bad in there. But we're going to go ahead and run our brush through here and make sure we get any deposits out of there. Spray a little more cleaner down in there for lubrication. We're going to run a patch through here. In this particular gun, it seems to be easier to feed the patch through because the bore is so small. This particular cleaning rod can be difficult to pull through without, or with going with the other direction. Take a quick look in there, and we have a nice clean barrel. Alright, so as I said before, this is a hammer fired rimfire. So here's our hammer, and our hammer will come up and strike the back of the firing pin back here, which is, instead of a pin, is more like a wedge. In rimfire, we're going to be crushing the rim on the cartridge rather than striking a primer. Maybe you can see down in here, the firing pin is wedge shaped. We also said this is a fixed barrel blowback. So in this particular gun, this spring here and the weight of our slide is going to take the blunt of the recoil. So when it fires, this particular design is a little superior to those that have the spring around the barrel, because when the slide comes back, all of the pressure is now on this spring, which is more in line with your hand versus being way up here where all that recoil is being caught up higher. That puts most of the force back into the palm of your hand. So that being said here, let's go ahead and get a little bit of oil on our gun. I like to put a little bit on our spring here just to make sure that it's operating properly. I'll put a little bit on our barrel up here and make sure it slides. A little down here in the hammer assembly. And a little drop over here. Now, in this particular gun, the slide rails are very small. This is really the only contact point in our slide. We might have a little contact up here on the side, so we're not going to have to put as much lubrication on here as we would on some of our other guns. So a little on both sides here, so a touch of oil on either side of our barrel. Now this takedown pin in here, when you take this gun apart, this slide has a notch right here so that you can lift the barrel over our notches back here. And the takedown pin actually forces our spring assembly forward when it's in its up position, and you cannot pull that slide back far enough to get that notch in line here. When we flip our takedown, it allows the spring to come back farther so that we can get the slide all the way back in order to lift it off the top. Okay, for reassembly, we're simply going to line up our barrel and our spring, pull it all the way to the rear, snap it down, lock our slide, flip up our takedown lever, and there you have it. For our magazine, simply take the end of our rod here. We're going to depress this little pin, which allows us to slide that magazine butt forward. Put your thumb over it. This is spring loaded. Pull our spring out here. And our follower, get it down to the bottom. Pull this little pin out and everything comes apart. And just give this a quick wipe down. If you're going to use a lubricant in your magazines, you might want to use something like graphite rather than gun oil. I think we look pretty clean in there. So to reassemble, slide this in so you see the double notches there. Our thumb assist is keyed. It only goes in one way. Slide that in. Slide our spring over our tip there. Same thing on this end. We'll have to go all the way forward. Alright. We'll simply hold it down with one finger. And slide our butt plate back on. And that's how you disassemble your magazine. Looks like we got everything. Work the slide a few times, get that oil loosened up. Wipe off the excess. And there you have it. Smith & Wesson M&P Compact 22. Thanks for watching.